The caped Baldy, who's just a hero for fun, makes his triumphant return this April for One Punch Man Season 2. Produced by a new animation studio, JC Staff, the visuals in this season will definitely undergo obvious changes. But today, we're going to talk about the story, and FYI, there will be major spoilers for One Punch Man Season 2 in this video. At the end of Season 1, the Hero Association called upon all of the S-rank heroes to assemble and fight off an impending alien invasion. Boros, the leader of the Galactic Pirates, was defeated at the hands of Saitama, and a new arc of the story begins. This time around, we will be introduced to the Monster Association. This arc is vastly longer than Season 1 in terms of story. While Season 1 encompassed 37 chapters of the manga is currently at chapter 104 for the second arc, and still counting. There are two main antagonists in the Monster Association arc, the leader of the monsters, Lord Orochi, and the anti-villain Garo, also known as the Hero Hunter. This season's main emphasis is on the S-rank heroes and Garo, diving into their personalities, strengths, and abilities. We get a variety of character development. We'll dive into them in a little bit, but first, let's see what happens right after Boros was defeated, where the show left off. This season dives into the stories of the majority of the S-rank heroes, starting off with King, S-rank number 7, Earth's strongest man. King actually may not have any powers at all. From simply being in the area where Saitama defeated powerful enemies, the Hero Association contributed the victory to King and moved him up the ranks. He's actually, in reality, a huge coward, otaku, and gamer, and one of the only people that knows about Saitama's secret. He may actually have an ability, as seen later in the series, the ability of superior luck. Somehow, King is always able to escape or disarm any situation that comes his way and maintain his image as the world's strongest man. King and Saitama become friends and play video games together, giving a hilarious dialogue between the two. All of this, without a doubt, will go down in episode 1 of Season 2 as we get the interactions between Saitama and King. As recently released in PV number 2 for One Punch Man Season 2, we can see these side-by-side comparisons and the similarities between the manga and the anime. It seems like they're going to be following the manga down to a T. Next, we're introduced to Garo, the former disciple of Bang, also known as White Fang. Garo gained tremendous power training under Bang, but eventually turned against him. While Garo is not as strong as his master, he shows more potential for growth and gets stronger throughout the season. The initial introduction to Garo is brief, but will be expanded on in detail later in the season. As we know from his entrance, he's a human that considers himself a villain. Saitama has a run-in with Fubuki, aka Blizzard, the younger sister of Tatsumaki, aka Tornado, the S-rank number 2. She's the leader of a B-class hero group, and while not as strong as her older sister, does have a decent amount of screen time in the upcoming chapters. However, Blizzard's fight with Saitama gets interrupted as Sonic and Genos square off. It's a short-lived but dynamic and compelling fight, definitely one to raise the heartbeat of viewers. Sonic shows Saitama his ultimate technique, Tenfold Funeral, in which he moves so fast that he creates 10 after images of himself. However, Saitama shows his after image technique, Serious Sideways Jumps, creating literal hundreds of after images of himself, and it's so fast that it literally knocks out Sonic cold. We jump back to Garo, who has begun his quest to take down all S-rank heroes. Starting with Tank Top Master, he's losing the fight, taking severe blows causing him to cough up blood. However, Garo is one that seems to get stronger the more he fights. With an iron will, he never gives up, and he usually manages to pull through after suffering quite a bit of damage. Reluctant to use his master's technique, the Fist of Flowing Water, Crushed Rock, he takes out the entire Tank Top crew single-handedly. He also took out Moomin Rider and Charanko, Bang's white belt novice and only pupil that's left. In the hospital, Charanko asks Saitama to take his place in a super fight tournament of martial arts, as the winner will receive $3 million, or possibly that could be yen, which will come out to around $27,000. Saitama goes out to buy a wig so he can impersonate Chiranko for the tournament and bumps into Garo, who just made quick work of a few A-class heroes. It doesn't turn out too good for Garo. Next, we're introduced to Metal Bat, S rank number 15, whose meal is interrupted by the monster Junior Centipede. In this arc, there are 3 centipedes, Junior, Senior, and Elder. He makes quick work of Junior, and then Senior bursts out of the ground. Metal Bat is an interesting character who at first glance seems like nothing special, but the more damage he takes, the stronger he gets. He defeats Senior Centipede, and then Elder Centipede appears. Elder Centipede was only ever defeated once in battle, and it was by the number 1 hero, Blast. Elder Centipede's skin is nearly invincible. After an intense battle with Elder Centipede, even using his killer move, Metal Bat is sent flying past Garo. After a brief exchange, the two of them begin to fight as Metal Knight appears and takes on Elder Centipede with his massive destructive power. Garo and Metal Bat continue their fight, and Garo notices that Metal Bat is getting faster and stronger as the fight progresses, even though he has broken bones. Both characters battle with flying colors, and it's going to be a true spectacle to watch animated. The Monster Association tries to recruit Garo, but he's not interested, and then more monsters begin to appear all over the city and wreak havoc. Meanwhile, the tournament involving Saitama finally begins. Martial artists from all over will fight in 1v1 battles. Saitama makes quick work of all of his opponents, while a martial arts master, Tsuruyu, is introduced. I believe that's how you pronounce the name. It could be Sui Ryu. I'm gonna go with Tsuruyu. He's a regular human with tremendous skill and strength. As a viewer, you end up rooting for this guy. Meanwhile, giant monsters are attacking the city. Genos and Flashy Flash fight back. Flashy Flash is insanely cool. With his sword and light speed attacks, he absolutely annihilates a giant octopus monster. I cannot wait to see this animated. Genos basically plows through monsters on a murderous rampage, but the enemies he encounters keep arriving more powerful than the last. Eventually, something large comes and defeats Genos after he's already in his weakened state. Meanwhile, we get to see a few more S-rank heroes in action. Child Emperor, Pig God, and Drive Knight. Pig God seems to be immune to damage, and he literally eats his opponents. And then we see Watchdog Man, who is sitting on a large pile of defeated monsters. Watchdog Man is incredibly strong, and Garo wants to fight him. Meanwhile, the Monster King is finally revealed, a massive titan that can make monsters if someone eats his monster cells. It provides the human who ate it with incredible strength and abilities while turning them into a monster. It's very similar to the Cursed Seal in Naruto. While all of this is going on, the tournament with Saitama is in the finals. Saitama vs Tsuruyu. We get some unbelievable art from Yusuke Murata as he artistically displays the powerful kung fu from Tsuruyu. However, even though Tsuruyu is an incredibly tough human, he's no match for Saitama. Obviously. Even so, Saitama gets disqualified for wearing a wig, but Tsuruyu wants to continue fighting such a strong opponent. Tsuruyu displays inhuman strength, breaking the entire arena with his punches. Saitama literally hits him with his butt, and that shatters the arena, and it sends Tsuruyu flying out of the ring. Saitama, whose secret is out, runs away to avoid getting arrested, but then a large group of monsters appear in the middle of the arena. We're introduced to the gigantic and powerful Goketsu, the being that defeated Genos. Goketsu offers the martial artists an ultimatum: eat the monster cells or die. A few of them eat the monster cells and transform, while the rest fight for their lives. Tsuruyu is confident that he can take on all these enemies and begins to fight. You can expect to fall in love with Tsuruyu after all of this combat. Tsuruyu has an intense battle with Goketsu, but ultimately he gets annihilated. Before he's about to die, Saitama shows up and makes quick work on the monsters that seemed impossible to beat for the regular humans. Saitama goes on to help the rest of the city, and he has some interior reflection. As usual, after everything that happened recently, he's felt nothing. I believe that this is where Season 2 will end. We'll have an introduction to Garo, the Monster Association, King, and the tournament, and a bunch of the S-Class heroes. I think Season 3 will continue the Monster Association arc, displaying more epic battles with the S-rank heroes, Garo, and the Monster King, as the heroes get closer and closer to him. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up, and if you want me to continue this series and show you what to expect from Season 3, which probably won't be a few years from now, I can go ahead and continue this summary of the One Punch Man manga. Thanks, and I'll be catching you soon for another video.